What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. The name is DJ. Today we are going to be looking at Vivid Voltage, the complete set. We're going to look at all the cards in the set. We're going to talk about investability in the cards. We're going to talk about collectability in the cards. We're going to talk about pull rates, because that is a thing. Obviously, in a card game, you'd want to know pull ratios. Mainly talking about amazing rares, because I think that's what everyone's talking about right now. So we're going to look at amazing rares, obviously, and we're going to look at the pull rates for that, and how that might affect prices and stuff. We also might look at the Japanese version of the amazing rares and see how they're doing as well, to show a bit of a comparison. What else we're going to look at? Pretty much just Vivid Voltage overall. We're going to look at a website called Beach, I think it is. Might even look at eBay, sold listings, and PokeCollector and stuff like that, to give you guys as much information as possible. This set is due to come out very soon, and it's really good to know your stuff if you're investing in it, all right? It's good to know the cards in the set. Ideally, it'd be nice to know the cards before you even purchase anything, but that's not always the case, such as this set or any other set. Pre-orders sell out really quick, so you're going to have to take a chance, and obviously there are rumors about what cards are going to be in the set, and there has been leaks. So we kind of know that the amazing rares are going to be in here. There's going to be other cards here, so we're going to take a look at the other cards as well. Let's get into it. Alrighty, guys, here we are, pokebeach.com. Obviously, we've spoken about the pre-release deck boxes and the pre-release cards. We've seen the Charizard and all them, and I did mention that this was probably one of the go-to cards for Vivid Voltage so far, before we even knew anything in the set. We also talked about the theme decks and the Charizard in there as well. Snorlax. Yeah, so look at that big guy. So how do I, double click him again. All right, so Lugia, all right. So here we are. We have some commons and uncommons and stuff like that. Nothing too fancy. I also have PokeCollector up to see, the set in a bit more easier viewing artwork style. From what I know, this set is not that playable. So over here, it's great to see how much damage it does and all that stuff, a bit more information. Whereas PokeCollector is a bit more for a binder collector or anybody else who just wants to collect the set or complete the set. So we'll go into PokeCollector, which is over here. So 185 cards plus 18 secret rares. Release date November 13. And I'm sorry about the ads. I didn't get ad blocker. Based largely on Japan's electrifying tackle set. I think it's Vault Tackle. And obviously the amazing rares are from the other set. And what they do with technically speaking, they do like 3 Japanese sets for an English set. That's why English sets tend to be more cards in them, so a bit bigger. Let's take a look. So we got our amazing rare Celebi there, and they haven't really changed any of the amazing rares for the set. Here is Charizard, I think, from the theme deck, but they also have one for the actual the set. So I'm not sure if the theme deck is much different to this. It might be a holo version of some sort. They do this sometimes. I don't think that's going to be an issue in regards to investability wise. Charizard is Charizard. There are some cheap Charizards out there, so I mean, I'm not going to place all my bets to say that Charizard, like that specific Charizard, will go really well. It's just something nice to have, I guess. But yeah, so the amazing rares haven't changed. This is a very big Pikachu set, kind of like revolved around Pikachu. And we know Pikachu is a heavily mascot kind of Pokemon, and kind of like equal to Charizard in a sense. So there's a Pikachu VMAX here and a Pikachu V. Not sure if you can see this really well on the screen, but that's why I'm doing the screen recording. We got the Raikou amazing rare. Now, I want to talk about the amazing rares for a bit as well. A lot of people are talking about investing in amazing rares. And I mean, it's it's okay, and I'll tell you why I think it's okay. There's Zacian as well. So the thing is with amazing rares, I think they're meant to have that feel, Zamazenta, of like a shining kind of Pokemon, or a like a gold star in this version. You know, that kind of, it's meant to be something like that collectability wise, but obviously it is not as rare. It's much easier to pull these cards than those shining cards or the gold star cards. And when things are a little bit easier to pull, it's a little bit less challenging, a little bit less, um, I guess. It doesn't mean it's not collectible, but I don't see the prices rising that quickly. And I want to go into eBay really quickly before we go even further. So I've got it set up here. If you look at the amazing rares for the Japanese set that came out, Legendary Heartbeat, not too long ago, a lot of them are trending at $60 a piece. All right. And honestly speaking, I don't know if they will go anything further than around this mark, $95, $100. A booster box is about $100, a Japanese booster box. You're guaranteed one amazing rare per Japanese booster box. They have 24 booster packs in it. The English version of this has 36 booster packs, and it's guaranteed, apparently, 2 amazing rares in it. Okay, so if you think about it, if you buy a sealed booster box, you have 2 amazing rares already in your hands without even opening the box. Now, I think it could take a while for that, for the amazing rares to surpass the booster box, because of the whole point that, you know, you're gonna get 2. I guess it really depends on, you know, let me type in something else. It depends on the how many they print, and apparently they aren't printing much of Vivid Voltage, so that does help. But I'm never too convinced, especially because it is modern. I mean, they're beautiful cards. They look cool. Some say a lot of people prefer the Japanese version because of the silver bordering, compared to the yellow borders, and I think a lot of people agree with that. But as you can see, there's 6 amazing rares selling for like $230. You know, it's just, if you're guaranteed 1 per box or 2 per box, apparently it's 2 per booster box for English. I think they're just going to be too common, and prices won't rise as quick as people thought they would. I think it's very collectible, and maybe long term they might rise, but we haven't seen it with the Japanese set. And I know we talk about Japanese as something that isn't as sought after as English, okay? But I still think it would come across that same issue, um, especially if they have a lot of print, okay? But I'm hearing that there's not much print of Vivid Voltage, but we'll just wait and see. Like, everything's, a lot of people are sold out. A lot of people have bought stuff. If the demand's high enough, I've always said, you know, the prices can rise, but I think it might take a little while, only because of that whole pull ratio where you're getting guaranteed 2 per box. I think a lot of people wanted a bit more of a harder pull rate, so that way the I guess it can rise the value a bit more. Now, something else I want to talk about is this Alakazam V, which I'm not sure if anyone else is talking about, but Alakazam and I think Kadabra, or that whole evolution line, has not been printed for Pokemon for about 15 to 20 years now. And apparently there was a story about this famous magician whose name was Alakazam or Kadabra or something like that, and he sued, or he complained to Pokemon of some sort. It was kind of like, I guess, stealing his name, copyright, or, you know, some sort of thing like that. And Pokemon, for some reason, could not print that name anymore, or that Pokemon, on cards. And now this is the first time we're seeing Alakazam for a very long time. So I think there could be some sort of something to keep an eye on. I know there's some Alakazam fans out there, and a few people that do like Alakazam or that whole evolution line. So I think, and you know, that's what it really comes down to. When something is collectible and when people want it, that usually gives that card more value, and people want to chase it, and that's what brings the price up a little bit. Now, I'm not saying that this card 100% will go up in price, but I think it will be sought after, and when people want it, they will try to buy it. And I'm not sure if that's you know, going to be a lot of people or not, but I think that Alakazam card looks amazing. Better, oh, not saying amazing rares or anything like that, but I do like the full art design. Pikachu, all the Pikachu cards here look cool. Pikachu V, they got a V Max, and they also had some earlier on ones which are up here. So I think these will be, you know, the V Max, the V. I think people will grade these a lot. I think that's a possibility. There's Pikachu collectors out there that just collect Pikachu, so I know they're gonna love this set. They're gonna want to get those. Yeah, like I said, with Amazing Rares, we'll see what happens. I would like to get a set, and just to hold and see what happens with them. But like I said, I think with having two of them, and a lot of people prefer the Amazing Rares with the silver border. They think it looks better. So, you know, it's dependent on what you think. It would have been nice if they had different Amazing Rares, not the same ones, but I know they do that for when they do Japanese to English. Once again, a lot of cards here, you know, kind of reprint of artworks for some of these. I think I've seen a Togekiss like that before and that. So, you know, they're not really... I mean, they've come up with a few new things here. I've heard things about Talonflame. People wanted this card, so, you know, I'm not sure if that's if you go first, you can use its attack during your first turn. So, playability, you know, only really affects card prices at the beginning. Once a card's not playable anymore, it kind of loses that value for a time, you know. And it's happened. We've seen it plenty of times before in Rolling Skies with a few other Pokemon, where, you know, I think a Shaman was really playable, so people were paying lots of money for that. And then once it stopped being playable, people couldn't sell it for the same price. So just be wary of that, guys, when you are thinking of investing in certain cards. Now, some of the best cards to invest in are cards that people want to collect. And I think Pikachu cards will be collectible. People will want that. I think the Alakazam might do something. We also got the Rainbow Rare Pikachu VMAX. Galarian Obstagoon. Okay, yeah. So some trainers here, some Rainbow trainers, and some gold cards. All right, so that's pretty much the set. I mean, not too bad. I do like the Alakazam. I think that might do something. The Amazing Rares, like I said, is very opinionated right now. I'm not sure if they will go for crazy prices to begin with. I think, you know, if there's a lot of print out there and everyone's getting two each, so there's going to be quite a lot of Amazing Rares out there, and they're not going to be amazingly rare, if that makes sense. Vivid Voltage. So let's see if this gives out any more information. Now, it's nice to have the set list. I know this was released, I think, 24 hours to 48 hours ago, and people were all over it. The good thing about this Poke Beach set website is it gives out a lot of information early on. And if you're a new collector and you're looking at information, this is one of the best sites to go to. And I mean, if you're a player, this is also a great site to go to, because then you can learn some of the moves, all right, of the Pokemon, and, you know, plan out your decks and stuff. I still think the pre-release deck box might be the best bet. It's also one of the cheapest bets. But I think Pokemon has been smart with Vivid Voltage, whereas they try to make every product they have sellable. So what I'm trying to say is every single product they are selling for this, the pre-release, the ETB, the booster box, has something that people want. Booster boxes are guaranteed 2 Amazing Rares in it. So, you know, people want the Amazing Rares, so they're going to buy those booster boxes. The ETBs have the standard promo cards that ETBs generally have. The theme decks aren't usually sellable, to be honest. Like, as in, they don't tend to do well unless it has a Charizard, which they do. So people will want that Charizard, so that people are going to buy those theme decks. And then they're also going to buy, of course, the pre-release kit because they want to get the pre-release Charizard. So every single product is sellable for this set. And they don't always do that. Some sets, like, for example, Champion's Path, everybody wanted the ETB. And pretty much just the ETB. The pins and stuff, I don't know. I think there's a select few that wanted that. Some people like to get every single product, and that's cool. But if you're just being selective and you're looking at which products to invest in, this one has quite a few. You know, you could probably keep every product sealed, a theme deck sealed, a pre-release kit, a booster box, and even the ETB sealed. And chances are all of those things might go up in value over time, based on the fact that they have those collectibleness to it, I guess. And that's not even without opening the booster packs. That's just keeping them sealed. Now, I think it's going to be a fun set. I know a lot of people are going to open it. I know there's going to be a lot of hype for it. Some people are saying this is the best Sword and Shield set out. And it might just be, you know, they do have a good ratio of Pikachus, a good range of Pikachu, and a good ratio of Charizards in different ways. I know there are a lot of us and some of us that don't, you know, want to have something else. And I do like how they put Talonflame. A lot of people wanted Talonflame in this set. And Alakazam, that is something I'd be wanting. You know, that Alakazam card hasn't been in Pokemon for like 15 to 20 years. I think that might have some sort of demand for it. I think that's keeping it on the down low. So I don't know if people are aware of that or not, but I think that will be some sort of chase card. Same with the obvious Pikachus are granted and the Charizards. Everything else, I mean, the Aegislash as well, I've heard people do want that too. So there is a little bit of something for everyone in this set. And I probably do agree that it is the best Sword and Shield set. And I mean, 185, it's a good size card, you know, range. The Amazing Rares, we'll see how that goes. It would be nice to have some. But we'll see how common, like if everyone's getting them in a booster box, 2 each, you know, and people have pre-ordered like cases of them. So it doesn't sound like it's a hard thing to get. And, you know, that always affects prices when there's so much of them. But we've seen it. The only card that really surpasses that whole demand supply thing is really Charizard. When you see so many Charizards out on the market, it doesn't really matter because there's just too much demand. The supply just doesn't meet it. But with the Amazing Rares, it's possible to see that, you know, it might have the same effect as the Japanese ones, as I showed before. None of them are really reaching over the booster box price, and this booster box has been out for months, so it hasn't really changed much, and some of them aren't even that valuable. The Jirachi card apparently is the most valuable one, and that's going for like under a booster box price. So let's see, the Zamazenta. I can't spell Zenta. So it's just something to think about, guys. See how, I'm not sure if this price, you know, you got to actually look further into that. This is $50, $35. You know, those seem realistic. $25 seems realistic. You know how they're not really reaching over a booster box price? It's because you get one of these in a booster box. And with the English one, you're going to get 2 of these in a booster box. So I think it could take some time. And I know English to Japanese, English versions always do better than the Japanese ones, even though people think the Japanese ones look better with the silver border. But let me know your thoughts down below, guys. That is pretty much Vivid Voltage. Overall, good set to come out. 13th of November. Get ready. And I'll see you guys next time. 2 to 3 days. Bye-bye.